Hello everyone, welcome to My Elevated Lifestyle. I am your host, Amy Griffith, and if you frequent this podcast, welcome back to another week. And if you guys are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on today's episode. We have a little bit of a life update that we need to get into together. As per usual, I love to give you guys just a little inside scoop to what is going on in my world, what I'm up to, and all of that good stuff. And I didn't record last week. And the week before that, you would have seen I was in Australia. So I want to chat with you guys just about my travels, what I've been up to, wedding updates, because my wedding is literally in 2 months, which it's hitting me now that I say like 2 months. 2 months is really soon. 2 months goes by very, very fast. So as soon as I got home from Australia, which was 5 days ago, I was like, okay, like get the notes app out, get my to-do list out. We have things to do. So I'm gonna fill you guys in on everything that's kind of going on. And this is also obviously from my own travels is what inspired the topic today that I wanted to talk about with you guys and fill you in on my personal travels and just bring to you my learnings from these travels and just my best advice for those of you who are going away on a trip, planning some travels, you're a travel lover, and just give you guys some supportive advice in terms of setting intentions for those travels and how you can actually make the most of these trips that you take with the right intention. And I feel like just so many of us go away or jump on a plane or go somewhere and without really thinking, like it can be an escape for a lot of us. It can be a way to get away from our current lifestyle and what we currently do and just have a break, like a vacation, a holiday. But I think now with the accessibility of being able to travel, being able to work from anywhere, this is also a business podcast. If you guys are new here, I'm in the network marketing space at the top 1% of my company. So I talk and teach and coach a lot around business growth and how to grow your business and how to just maximize your lifestyle and your success through everything that you do. And in my line of work, travel is a big part of it. So maybe it's not for you guys, maybe it's not something that you do a whole lot, but I'm assuming if you clicked on this, it probably is something that you do a little bit here and there, is the traveling. So yeah, I just think for so long it's just been this escape thing or just going on holiday, taking a break, I'm out of office, where now, like for me when I go traveling, I am usually more in office than ever before. Like that is where I love to create even more content. It's where I grow so much. A lot of my travels are with my company, which I'll talk about, and just yeah, it's all kind of intertwined, and just how to really maximize these experiences and let it grow you and start to make more money after you travel, rather than it being something that you're spending a whole bunch of money on, which obviously you have to invest. You are spending money to travel, but there's ways to make that work for you and actually have that as an investment. So I'm kind of all over the shop, but we're going to get into it. I'm also drinking right now. If you guys are watching the video, my little drink. This is my cream soda. It's just what I call it. It's a Coke Zero with a strawberry energy fizz stick in it. It tastes like cream soda to me. Oh, and I think my food just got delivered. Don't bark. There it is. My food just arrived. Here we go. I'm gonna go grab that. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Vegas. So I was in Vegas earlier this month with my network marketing company for a company conference. And I want to chat a little bit more about this experience. I've been going to this conference, I don't even know how many times now. Maybe it was my 5th time there. I really don't even know. I've been in business for 7 years, and some of those years it had to be virtual because of, pandemic things. You know how it was back in those days. So yeah, anyway, I've been going to this conference quite a few times. I'd say I'm rather seasoned to an extent at a company conference. So those of you who are within this space, or you have things like this or events within your team, your business, whatever it may be, there are ways to maximize these events. And of course, I want to share with you guys just from my personal experience from being there as well. So Vegas was incredible this year. It was my first time being a main stage speaker, which was such an honor and such a crazy moment. Like, I remember watching people on stage speak in front of thousands of people and in their gorgeous outfits, and they just look so amazing, and they're speaking, and I'm just like, wow, like, it would be so cool to do that one day. I don't know if I actually could, because that looks absolutely terrifying. Like, how can someone speak in front of so many people? So being there, being that girl, being that person this year was just really, yeah, it was a really full circle moment for me for sure. And I know it was my first time on that stage, but it definitely won't be the last. I'm so excited to continue to get better at public speaking and being on stage like that, and training, and really being able to move a room. Like, I love doing this. I love talking to you guys. It's therapeutic for me. I learn a lot from it. I feel like I have to continually be growing myself to be able to deliver things to you guys. Like this, I love doing the podcast. But when you're in a room, like if you guys were physically here across, you know, the table from me in my living room with me, and or to have a group of people and to be in that energy, it was just like the coolest feeling. As someone who does this solo in my living room on my own, where I'm not getting any immediate feedback from you guys as an audience, having that in real life was just like, it was just the coolest thing. Like the energy you feel is just incredible. People laugh at your jokes. I don't know if they actually thought I was funny, but when people would actually laugh in the audience, I was like, whoa, like, she's a comedian. I'm like, this is so crazy. What a weird feeling. It was really, really fun. It was so cool. So very excited to continue going in that realm too. So this year for me, it was definitely, you know, a year where I felt the fruits of my labor, you know, coming out. I earned a lot of awards this year, which I actually wasn't expecting. Last year I hit my big promotion, so that was definitely a year of walking the stage as well. But yeah, it was just like after, you know, last year promoting to the top 1% and then continuing to see those awards being handed to me, like I just feel like the compound effect is really starting to ramp up now, and I'm seeing so much, yeah, just fruits of my labor, I guess is the easiest way to put it. And I've gone to conferences where I haven't hit anything, I haven't earned any awards, year after year after year actually, where I have gone back, and obviously I'm still grateful and I'm still doing well in my business and things, but where I wasn't earning anything, I wasn't walking on stage for anything, and people would ask, well, what are you walking for? Nothing, you know, like I've definitely had those years as well. So and I feel like a lot of people just assume that that's like my norm to, I don't know, just be walking on stage like that, or I'm just used to it and whatnot. But it was really special for me to be able to do that after years of not walking for anything or not celebrating anything in particular during those events. So I just want to share that with you guys too. If you are going to your company events and you're not earning the awards, or it feels different than, you know, you hit a promotion that one time, but now you're walking in or you're not walking this year for a promotion or whatever it might be, it might feel funny, or it might not feel as fun or extravagant, but it should be your inspiration to go, I'm walking next year. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to walk it. I can't wait to earn this award. What awards do you want? And to really see those people walking and up there or speaking, whatever pulls to you of something that you really want to do, like, set that like as your vision, as your mission. Put that on your vision board of, this is what I want to be doing, this is where I want my business to be at, so that's me that next year walking on the stage. It's just so important to be in those rooms in person, seeing that, witnessing that, and making that decision for yourself that that is going to be you next year. And that's what I would do. So that's kind of what I mean when I say now to be able to be earning those things. I was sitting in the audience visualizing it, dreaming about it, wanting it. So to have that come into light was really, really cool. And it's setting that really clear intention as well for you guys. So let's get into this. So what I wrote for this, just to bring some light to it, if you are going to your company conference, and in the network marketing space, you can have a team, right? So some people are a team of one right now. Some of you have like a few people on your team. Some of you are big leaders, got a lot of people on your team. If you're going to your conference with, say, 1 to 3 people with you, it is the conference is more so for you. It is for you to go in there, set an intention of how you want to transform after this conference, who you want to be walking out of here, setting the intention that I am a sponge and I am going to learn as much as I can. I'm going to fill my notebook as much as I can. I'm open to receiving anything that I need to hear right now. Like, you actually have to go in and set that intention. I see it all the time, and I've done it where I've gone to events with just a foggy mind or not really fully like clear, okay, this is what I want to get out of this. This is why I'm here. Just another conference, another day, another conference, whatever, another year. And I've seen people do that too. And it doesn't land as much. You don't feel like your business is moving after it. And I believe that's because your perspective around that conference isn't serving you the best that it can. And it's not the conference that needs to do that for you. It's your mindset around it. It's your perspective around it. And I've had both, where I've seen people come out of the conferences like changed, stepping into their growth, stepping into who they really are. Like, you see a shift within who they are and how they're showing up and how they're posting and how they're speaking, and then it shows in their results too. And then I've seen others where nothing really happens after it. You just think, oh yeah, it was good, but like nothing really happened after. And it's a decision that you make always. It's the person's decision of, I'm gonna have open ears and I know I'm gonna hear something that's gonna shift everything for me. And then it always does. But if you don't actually set that intention of what you're focused on and what you're looking for, it's harder for things to get through to you. I hope this is making sense, but I think it is really, really important, and it is something that people miss a lot of the times. You know, I've done things with my team before where if I gift them a notebook and I'll say, you know, on the first page before this conference fully begins, write down what your intention is by being here. Write down, give yourself a prompt, ask yourself a question like, okay, what am I open to receiving in these next 3 days? Who do I want to be leaving this place on Sunday or Monday? What am I willing to shift to have a breakthrough this weekend? I don't know, right? Like, whatever speaks to you at that time, or think of something for yourself that inspires you or get some thoughts going so that you can open up and like let your mind be so open as you go into your weekend. So yeah, that's really great to do if you're a small team or a big team, but really when you are going to these conferences alone or with a small team, you do have that capacity to be more open and let it fill your cup more and more. So if you are someone who has more than 3 people, more than 5 people, you're gonna be pulled in some different directions. So I was there this year with about 25 others. That's pretty standard for me in most years to be around 25, 30 people. And I know it's just gonna continue to grow, and I will eventually be there one day with hundreds of people where I won't even really be able to meet every single person who's there on the team. And also with this year of having that many people and also being a speaker, this year was not for me at all. This year was not for me at all. It was not a time for me to just fully immerse and be so present in every single trainer. Like, when you're running around that much with awards, was like, not to toot my own horn, but this is just the reality of it. When you're running around and you have your rehearsal and you have to speak and you have to be backstage, you know, an hour early a lot of the time, you need to do hair and makeup, you need to go backstage another extra hour early for awards. There's 3 different awards sessions, you're in each one. You have a lot of team there that you need to make sure you touch base with, spend some time with, team dinners. Like, it's busy. Like, there's a lot going on. So this, I knew going into it, okay, this year I have been able to, and this is how I really see it and want you guys to see it as well, is like, I've been able to fill my cup so much. I've been able to fill it. I've been able to go to this conference. This is amazing. This is great. This is all the great things. I get to overflow now into others. The trips for me to Vegas are not about me anymore. It's about overflowing into others, and just, of course, with the speaking part, that's to the entire arena, that's into the entire room, saving my energy, conserving it for that, protecting my mindset, my energy, everything, so that I can be the best I can be for that moment. Very important. And of course, for my team, that's for me a lot of the time, the only time that entire year that I'm gonna meet face to face in person with majority of my team, because we are so global and all over the world. So even though I don't have a lot of time, and a lot of the interactions are 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour at the pool, maybe when there's a break, whatever it might be, just sitting next to each other, I want to be so aware of my energy and how important those interactions are. And this is important. I'm really speaking to all of my leaders right now. You guys, your interactions with your team are so special and are so important. And I've seen it go south where leaders aren't aware of that, and not that they do anything bad or wrong, they just aren't aware of it, and they aren't as attentive, they aren't open to chatting, they didn't catch people's names, they kind of look past people or don't fully recognize, or just aren't, they're looking just for their friends or their group, or they have plans to go out or whatever it might be, and it just, the connections are missed. And that can happen again, of course, and I probably also did that. I'm absolutely not perfect as well when there is so much going on and there's so much people and socializing, and especially if your team's massive, right? Of course, you're not going to get to everyone, but you guys will get the general gist of this, is that just being mindful and aware of how special that is, right? And you guys can even think to yourself, if there's someone you look up to in business that you meet for the first time, and when you have a really good interaction, or when you don't, right? And you're like, well, that was interesting. Like, they're not really the same as I thought they were going to be, or whatever it might be. There's so much power that you can have of speaking life into people, asking how business is going for them, pulling them up, bringing them up, getting excited with them. I don't know, just in those little tiny conversations back and forth, or those quick moments, or even just your energy of being open and receptive and asking for their name. How are you? How was your travel? Like, giving them some of that time. It seems so simple. And if you guys don't have a huge team, this is probably relevant for you now, but will be helpful for you later. It is really, really important, and it does have a shift into your whole entire organization. And again, it doesn't mean that you need to spend all of your time with every single person on your team the whole entire time. That's impossible. And I also see leaders try to do that too, and they always just feel like, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing enough. You are. You absolutely are. You don't need, I only have one meeting where we all get together in Vegas as the whole entire team, and maybe a second time for like a group photo or something, but that's just a quick photo. And it's just like half an hour to an hour, and that's it. And we all get that moment, that time, and then you see each other just bits and pieces throughout the weekend. But yeah, just wanted to share that. So if you guys, you know, are going to these conferences, to really understand what your priorities are. And depending on how many people on your team are coming, or what that looks like, what intentions are you setting? What goals are you setting for after this conference? Who on your team is coming, and how do you want to show up for them? How do you want to have your first impressions? How do you want to leave other people feeling after that, so that you can help with their experience of it being such a memorable time, you know? So yeah, and just again, your perspective is what makes the event what it is, right? And I'll see people come to the conferences where they, you know, don't go out and be independent, or go say hi and meet people, or take that. Like, every single time I've gone to a conference when I was new and had no one with me, I was just like, I'm gonna go out and, you know, just absorb everything, and be open to meeting people, and just like intentionally have the best time. That's what I'm looking forward to, and what I want to do, and putting myself in the right situations, and to meet the right people. Like, that's just what I was looking for. And sometimes I'll see people who are feeling left out, or it's just not exciting, or whatever it might be, or it's a different year from a different time that they went, or when they went years ago, or whatever it might be. And it's just, this is just your reminder, your perspective is the event. It's all you get to decide what it is through your mindset, and what your perspective is, and the intention that you are willing to set. And I've always had amazing conferences, and all of them, trust me, have looked so different, whether I'm earning awards or I'm not earning awards, or this year speaking. All the other years I was not speaking, going as a team of 25, going as a team of 1, going as a team of 3. I've done it all, you guys, and they have all been incredible because of the intention that I have set for myself, and what I step into each conference deciding I will be transformed after this. I'm gonna fill my cup up, or I'm gonna pour into others as best as I can. It's an intention, and when that's clear, you flow through the weekend so much better. So, hope that's helpful for somebody out there. Maybe you guys were also in Vegas, or maybe you have an event coming up or whatnot. But I hope this is helpful, and takes I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Just gives you a different perspective on things, you know? Okay, so now we're gonna shift gears to Australia. So I got home from Vegas, had 2 days at home, immediately got on a plane to go to Australia. And this was a very different experience due to the fact that I booked this trip. And not that I go on a lot of trips, but a lot of them are with my company, which I am so grateful for. Let me tell you, a lot of them are incentive brand trips. A lot of them are conferences. The incentive brand trips are paid for. They're something that I earned through my company. So I'm wine and dined and I'm spoiled and I'm taken care of, and I'm there with a lot of people that I know. And there is more of an agenda, especially for the conferences. There's a full agenda because it's very busy, right? And for the incentive trips, not as much of an agenda, but when you just know people and you're talking with people the whole time, it can feel like there is. This was one of my first trips that I actually just booked. It's hard for me to spend money on trips when I'm earning them every year. Like, I really don't need to travel more than I already do with them. So I'm like, okay, I really gotta push myself out of my comfort zone to do that. And one of my close friends, Eden, is living in Australia right now, and I booked this trip last year. Like, when she was there, I was like, okay, when can I come see you? Because all my friends have gone to Australia. Lots of my friends are in Australia. My fiance is from Australia. I was so overdue to go to Australia, and I was so excited knowing that she was here, and I was like, okay, I have to go. Like, this is a priority for me now to go and to see her and to go finally be in Australia. So it was very, very important just to me to go and experience it. So I booked that early in advance, and yeah, I had absolutely no agenda while I was there, and it just felt different. And I went in with a completely different intention of, okay, just did Vegas, where there is an agenda and there is a lot going on, and this is incredible and amazing and all the things. I'm going to Australia, and I'm going to expand my vision beyond. And I'm going to explore, I'm going to adventure, I'm going to do things that I normally don't do on a day-to-day basis, obviously, and just like live there. Like, we just got up in the morning really early, 5 a.m. every single day. We would have our breakfast, we'd go for a walk on the beach, have a coffee. We went to hot Pilates most days, went shopping, like went to the beach, just working from our phone from anywhere. It was really, really nice days, but we also explored quite a bit, going on hikes, swimming in creeks, like going to see the koala bears and kangaroos. Oh, that was something I really had to do. I was very excited about that. Eating amazing food, visiting with some friends there. It was chill. It was a chill trip, but at the same time, busy, just with running around and visiting new beaches and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just a different trip, and I have a lot of takeaways from Australia in particular. So some things that I learned there, just by living my day-to-day there, is I can get so much more done in a day than I even realize. So I feel like when you're at home, you get into a routine, right? Especially with your partner or whoever you live with, you get into a routine with them, which is great, right? You're in your schedules, you have your dinner and your post-dinner walk, or time you go to bed, you just kind of sync up, or you just have your own routines at home of what you typically do, and you kind of start to automatically go into that pattern, which is normal and great and fine, and it is a really good thing actually to have such a solid structured routine to just kind of keep you on track with your lifestyle. But there is so much magic that happens when you break that routine and put yourself in a completely different environment. And this is also why I think travel is so important for our development and for our growth, and to just expand ourselves out of our comfort zones and shake things up a little bit. I realized, wow, we are really getting things done. We have this beach to go to, we have this Pilates, we have this cafe, let's go get content here. Okay, now we have a date at this time with this person, and we're gonna go do this. And then we're gonna go, here for dinner later and make sure we get back for this. We were packing things in. It was busy just with all the fun things, all those sorts of things, right? But we were really, I was so surprised with how, it would be 3 p.m. and I would think it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, how have we packed so much into the day? I actually don't understand. It was blowing my mind with how incredibly great we were at just booking things in. And coming home from that, I'm like, okay, I was just in a different routine. Look at what I can do when I set my mind to actually scheduling my time properly and booking things up that I really want to do. I can have 3 days in one. I truly can. So realized that quite quickly. And I also think with just the sun was rising a lot earlier and setting a little bit later, like seasons matter as well. And when the sun's up, you naturally will feel called to being awake or getting up and getting your day going sooner or ending it later and just having more time. Sure, I'm sure that has things to do with it as well, but you know, you can really maximize your day when you kind of break that routine and realize, oh, there is time after, you know, 6 p.m. There's so many hours that I could actually utilize if I really wanted to and do something that I actually really want to do, you know? But it's up to you to take that notice and be like, okay, I actually really want to use this time. Body level up. I don't know if it's because everyone on the Gold Coast has a six-pack, guys and girls, everyone's tanned, everyone's fit, everyone's walking, every gym and Pilates class is booked and full and all the things. Everyone's looking incredible. Maybe that's a part of the reason I feel so inspired. Maybe it's because my wedding's in 2 weeks. Maybe it's a combination of all of the above, probably, okay? But I was like, I feel like I've just been so lazy. If I'm being so completely honest with myself on terms of my fitness, I do my steps every day, yes. I do Pilates every week, like twice, 3 times is like pushing it. I don't go to the gym, I don't lift weights, I don't do anything like that for the most part. That's very rare. But I was like, okay, I'm having literally a wedding in early July. I do want to see what I am capable of. I do want to have some definition in my body. Let me be so clear. I love my body right now, currently, so much. Very happy with it. I could be getting married tomorrow and I will feel confident, okay? I don't need to do this huge transformation or weight loss or anything like that. I'm not feeling that way at all. But I know that I could have a little more definition in my body if I really wanted to, and be a little bit stronger and tone up a little bit more in all areas of my body. And I just got this inspiration to step on it and to get up and to make a bit of a program and a plan for myself, specifically leading up to the wedding, which I knew I would want to do. But I was also not wanting to do it at the same time because I didn't really feel like I wanted to change anything about my current routine. And if it's working, it's working. I don't want to do anything different. And I kind of veer off from it. But I just got so inspired that I know I could probably actually have a six-pack, or I could probably have like a pretty shredded bod if I actually put in this effort to do so. So I started a workout program today, actually the day that I'm filming this. Is day 1 of like a 60-day program. So I'm doing weights, like a weights circuit style, weightlifting dumbbells, things like that. I have a gym downstairs, which definitely helps. And so I'm doing that 3 times a week. I have a cardio day, which, guys, if you know me, cardio who? Like literally, like I haven't ran in years. So I'm a little nervous for that, but it's just once a week. Doing a cardio session, so this is really gonna push myself, and then I keep my 2 reformer Pilates classes a week. So that's 6 times a week of working out. I might pair the Pilates and a cardio day kind of together, so I can have just 5 days a week of like I'm exercising and 2 days a week off. That's my ideal, but that's pushing it. Like I'm pushing myself with that. That's out of my comfort zone. It's a little bit scary, but I am excited for it because I know I can do it, and I'm excited to see how my strength progresses and how my body, you know, defines itself a little bit more. Like I might as well. I have a really amazing photographer coming to this wedding. She was expensive, and I was like, I'm gonna be getting a whole bunch of photos of myself. Everyone that I love, it's gonna be great. They're gonna look amazing no matter what. But I was like, I really want to look at those photos and be like, damn, like, girl, you look good. You put in that work, love to see it, and just feel proud of myself, you know? So I'm really excited about that. I'll keep you guys updated on Instagram on my workout journey, but that inspiration came from Australia. So thank you, Australia, for that kick in the butt. Bigger vision than ever before on terms of my business, on terms of my wealth in the future, what I'm actually creating, the future for my family, like seeing these insane multiple $1 million mansions on the beach. Not that I necessarily want that at all, to be honest, but it's just cool to see and breathe in that air and just be around that kind of wealth. I think it's fascinating, and there's so much beauty in the houses and just the architectures and just the vibes, how people were dressing, the cars that I saw. Again, not that I'm really into the material things, but it does symbolize for me a lot of what I do want to see in my life and how I want to feel within my life of richness and what that means to me. And just the families running on the beach, like these little beach bum babies that are just playing in their bucket in the sand, and the family's just chilling and their friends are all walking with them and they're just in their little bikinis having the best time on just, you know, a Monday. I'm just like, that is incredible. I want to be able to travel when I have a family and bring my little ones to beautiful parts of the world and play on the beaches and spend the whole day at the beach like that. Like, absolutely, that is the dream. And I just saw so many things like that, as well as some of the material things and whatnot, where I was like, ooh, I'd like that. That's interesting. Ooh, that's kind of good to know. Oh, people have that. People live like this. Love to see it. Or just people sitting out, you know, in their beautiful apartments, and they have, Australia has so many like beautiful dining tables on their balconies. Their patios, their balconies look like a legit living room. Like, you can't have that in Canada because it snows or it rains. Like, it would get ruined so fast. But they have that all out there, and it just looks so gorgeous, and they'd just be having dinner, and I'm like, oh, like, you visualize what someone's lifestyle looks like, and you make a little story in your head, and I'm like, oh, I love that. Like, that just looks so posh and fun and fancy, and it just was beautiful. So I loved looking at things like that, how people live, lifestyles, what they were wearing, and just how they were living, and took a lot of inspiration from things like that too. And just a lot of the conversations I was having were bigger out there. A lot of my entrepreneur friends, my mentor in my network marketing business lives out there. She is extremely successful in the business, and we got to hang out, go for dinner, visit, do all sorts of things, and it's just bigger. The conversations were so much bigger around what we want our futures to look like, or our businesses, our investments, what, you know, what's next, what we're looking forward to, things like that. And I just love having those chats with people where you talk about that with anyone else, it sounds like you're bragging, right? Like, you don't want to be in those situations. You want to be with people who you can really get into these big, crazy goals with, and it's real. Like, this is really what we're talking about, because this is our real life of what we're actually working towards, and it doesn't sound just like a dream or like you're bragging or whatever it is. So that was really great to be around. And yeah, a big takeaway from this, and just for you guys, is you need to get out of your house. It doesn't mean you need to get on a plane all of the time. Maybe for some of you, it's time to get on a plane and you need to get up and go somewhere. Or you just need to get out of your house and you need to go and you need to be around people. You need to get into different rooms. And it doesn't mean it has to be higher level rooms or networking events. Maybe it is for you, but just different situations where you're meeting different people and getting out of your regular routine that you are so used to, you know? It'll give you new perspective. It'll stretch your thinking. It'll stretch your mindset. You will learn new things and shake up your current habits and routines, which is really helpful to create new ones that are going to better help your success. Something else this trip taught me is it gave me a lot of perspective for my current lifestyle too, and a lot of appreciation for where I live and who I'm around, and what I do day to day, and just what my lifestyle looks like. And I wasn't sure how, like, a lot of people, it's been funny, have been saying to me like, oh my gosh, you're moving there. Like, are you moving there? Are you gonna move here? Are you just absolutely loving it? And of course I loved it. Like, it was such an incredible trip. It was some of the most beautiful beaches I've ever been to. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. And I loved it. As much as I loved it, I won't be moving there, just to make that clear from everyone who's like, oh my god, she's definitely moving to Australia. I will not be living in Australia. Maybe this is because I just bought a house in my dream lake town like 4 or 5 months ago, whatever it is now. But it just gave me so much appreciation and perspective for where I do live. And yes, it snows most months of the years here. Yes, it's drier. Yes, there's all these things. Yes, Australia's nature is way more lush and beautiful, and there's beaches in the ocean, like, of course. but I am absolutely realizing what I truly want in terms of where I live and being near my family and being like, I am in my little dream place of where I want to be. Like, as we were in all the traffic in Gold Coast, I didn't miss it. There's a ton of traffic there compared to what I'm used to now, where there's literally none ever. I love that there's no traffic, you know, things like that. Getting to the airport is so fast here. It takes a really long time there. Like, there's so many little things like that that are just little tiny things, but it did give me so much perspective as to where I do live and how much I do love and appreciate it, and the people I'm around, and just like, I loved it there. I'll definitely be going back, and I visualize for myself as like spending summers at home, and then traveling. Like, Australia will be such a great place to go for like 3 months of the year, you know, a couple months of the year. 1000%, I know that's something that we're gonna do. And at some point, I don't know when, but at some point, like, I would love to do that. And that's just the bigger vision. So I'm just kind of going to these different places to see where I want to spend the winter, where we might want to move for a short period of time like that, to spend some time while it is snowing here. Like, January to April, I'm keen to go and have that kind of be my travel time and go somewhere that's hotter, you know what I mean? So yeah, as I travel like that, it just clarifies a lot of my vision for me, or of what I want my lifestyle to look like, or it gives me perspective on my own home and my own life and my own routines. Like, it's a win-win-win, whether it's a good trip, a bad trip, whatever it may be, good moments, bad moments. You can learn so much from it and apply it to your lifestyle, you guys, even if there's things that you didn't love or whatever, right? Like, it's all learning things that you can use, and there's always a benefit to you. There's always a benefit for your mindset and your growth and your character as you grow, you know? So with that, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna go eat my dinner that just arrived because your girl's hungry, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I loved making it. I missed you guys. I feel like I haven't got to sit down and chat with you. I also got sick over the last few days of traveling home, and I was like, my brain cells are gone. I'm not talking well. Like, it just was not happening. So I'm also happy to be on the mend of that and to be able to sit down in my cozy little home, chat with you guys, share with you, and wishing you the best travels if you have any coming up, or maybe I've inspired you to go book that trip you've been thinking of and just get really clear as to why you want to book it, what it means to you. Get a return on your investment. If you're spending the money to go and do that, and you're spending the time to go and do that, have a game plan for who you want to become coming out of there, and be open to the experiences or growth that you're going to have because of that trip. And that's just like the best way to do it, because it's so fun. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know. Leave a 5-star rating. It really helps push out my podcast and helps me keep these going for you guys. Leave me a little comment, or you can share on social media and tag me at My Elevated Lifestyle Co. or at It's Amy Griffith on Instagram. Love you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.